I'm Von HUGHES-STANTON. It's time for another photo news brief. How's everyone doing today? The news coming from Nikon has been sporadic lately. It's the beginning of 2022 and all we've seen from Nikon is Z camera firmware updates and lens releases. You know how things work in the camera world. It's basically the calm before the storm. If history is on our side, Nikon should communicate that a camera body release is coming soon. I've been watching the Grays of Westminster for news of the Z8. I will leave a link in the descriptions below. Also, I mentioned the Z8 in a previous video where I went into detail why this camera is a good fit in the roadmap. The link is above. Other sites like the newcamera.com mentioned something in a blog that made sense. Still thinking about it? It does make sense. In their blog, they showed a 2-year gap between the Nikon Z6 releases. The Nikon Z6 was released in August of 2018. The Nikon Z6 II, October of 2020. So if Nikon maintains their roadmap schedule, then they should release a Z6 III between August and October of 2022, which is this year. If you like conspiracies, then you would know that the Z5 was released in July of 2020. So if Nikon is true to form, you might see a Z5 II or something similar. How cool would it be if they tricked up this camera like they did the Nikon Z FC? One of my fellow content creators, Ryan Troy, was recently at the WPPI at the Mirage in Las Vegas. He asked Mark Cruz, a marketing manager at Nikon USA, some insightful questions. I will leave the link in the description below so you can go to this interview. Mark was at the WPPI event to promote the Nikon Z9 and roadmap lenses to wedding photographers and vendors. Ryan asked Mark whether there were any new developments, and he redirected the question to the new upcoming lenses on the roadmap. Smart move, Mark. Way to avoid the question. Next, Ryan mentioned users were complaining about the eye autofocus for bird and wildlife photography on the Z6 II and Z7 II. Then Mark switched the subject once more and mentioned that the Nikon Z9 was an excellent camera with its capabilities for wedding and wildlife photography. Nice dance moves from Mark. Give him 2 points. Now, the question that you've all been wanting to hear from Nikon. Is the Nikon Z6 II or Nikon Z7 II getting a firmware upgrade? Drum roll, please. Ryan asked a hard-hitting question and again was giving an evasive answer. Mark stated that the Nikon Z9 processors are 10 times the speed of the dual processors in the Nikon Z6 II and Z7 II. And then he added that everyone wants the Z6 II and the Z7 II to behave like a Z9, but that's just not possible. To sum up this whole conversation, Mark basically said, ask the engineers, I'm from marketing. Have a nice day. Maybe Nikon will release more camera bodies once the chip shortage has been alleviated. Not commenting on any new projects keeps those corporate apologies to a minimum. The last thing we need is another corporate apology about delays. Please keep watching the photo news brief and leave those comments and hit that like button. Please subscribe and watch my other photo news briefs. Thanks for watching.